Hello, welcome. I am back. I'm going to be filming something a little bit different today. So I have been seeing going around here on YouTube. A lot of people have been posting like what's in my bag, those sorts of videos. It feels very old school YouTube and I'm here for it. I thought since this is kind of a thing going around, I would put my 2 cents in. If you hear any ruckus in the background, it is my cat. She's being a silly goose, so maybe she'll make an appearance. But I thought I would just show you what's in my work bag. I love making booktube videos, but my day job is an archivist. I'm an archivist, I'm a librarian, and every single day, 9 to 5, I am at the office and I bring with me my work bag. It is a briefcase that I got on Amazon, and I'll link it just in case, but to be completely honest with you, I don't know if I would recommend it. I got this bag because I wanted a briefcase, I wanted a messenger bag, and I wanted something that I could kind of slot in all of the things I needed and be able to pull them out really quickly. A few reasons why I don't love this bag is because I would love a top handle. We don't have a top handle. These buckles are functional, but it does make it a little difficult to get into the bag. Those 2 things are very livable. They're fine. The thing that really made me dislike the bag is when it came out of the box back in October, November, it smelled so horrific. I don't even know how to describe the smell. It smelled kind of like feet. It wasn't used. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't able to return it and I made it work. The people at my work probably thought that I smelled like a big toe for about a month, but it's mostly aired out now. But that's the story about the briefcase. Otherwise, it works pretty okay. It doesn't fit an awful lot, but it does fit what I need. The first thing that I will talk to you about is here on the side. This is where I keep my headphones. I am fortunate that, not all the live long day when I'm at work, but the majority of the time I'm working by myself. I'm able to listen to music or podcasts or audiobooks while I work. And I have this little keychain. It has some cherries on the side that my cousin gave me. I have this little headphones case that I got at Target, and it has my Bluetooth headphones. It's really handy, and it's nice to just kind of have them right there on the side. So those are the very first thing. Here we go. There's everything I can possibly fit. I have a lot of stuff in here. Let me start with some things that are here on the side. I have 2, they're technically makeup bags, but they have different things in here. This bag is an Ipsy bag that I got when I was in college, probably 8 years ago. Both of these bags are pretty old. I've had them for a long time. This has medicines, Advil, Tylenol, feminine hygiene products, all of that good stuff. And I just love the lemons. Yellow is my favorite color. It's a very happy color. So it just, seeing that little poppy yellow in there makes me happy. We have another little Ipsy bag that is also probably 8 years old. This has some stuff that comes in handy in my everyday work and when I'm just when I'm out and about in general. These are Archivist themed. This is archive space. If you're an archivist or a librarian, you might know what that is. It's a little ruler and a level, funnily enough. I don't use the level. I feel like it's kind of questionable, but not the ruler. Tape measure. Haha. It's kind of handy to have a tape measure in there. I do use it occasionally while I'm at work. It's really handy to just whip out and use. A USB. This comes in way more handy than you might even think when I'm just trying to print something off and I don't have the capability to do it through Bluetooth or something like that. It's just handy to have just in case. And this is kind of random. This is a fan. This is also an art. This was merch from the Society of American Archivists. I've never used this, but you know what? It's in there. There will be a day, someday in the future, that I will need to use this. I think I've never been to like an archivist convention, but I think one of my mentors got this in the tape measure for me, so which was very sweet of her. So I have those in there, just a few handy dandy things. I have my Altoids tin. This is deceptive. In here I keep my wired headphones, my Burt's Bees tinted lip balm. I use this every single day. It is so handy. And I also have a very tiny perfume. This is Fantôme Paiement. I'm not pronouncing that right, but it is it's one of my favorite perfumes, and it's kind of like a spicy scent. And of course, like I said, my wired headphones. I use these when I eat lunch, when I have to make a call on my phone real quick. Always handy to have wired headphones. So that's what I keep in my little Altoids tin. I always keep reading material with me. I don't have room for both of these things, but I either usually have the book that I'm reading currently, if it fits. Right now I am reading Ice Fields by Thomas Wharton, or more often than not, I have my Kindle with me. This fits perfectly. I love reading on my lunch break. I love reading if I'm out and about and I have a spare moment. It's just nice to have my reading material within reach. So I have those two things. Either or, like I said, not both at the same time. Easy. My wallet has a little bumblebee on it. I thought that was cute. The last little makeup bag that I have, this is an Estee Lauder makeup bag. This is probably the oldest one that I have in this. My grandmother gave this to me. She used to get Estee Lauder skincare, and whenever she would get them, I think she would buy her skincare on sale, and I'm thinking she would probably get a free gift, and she would always give it to me. It would have like little mini lipsticks and eyeshadows and mascaras and fun things like that, and they would come in these bags, and I remember her giving this to me, so it makes me think of her. And it's just a handy dandy little bag. It's the perfect size, and it has my dry shampoo, Bumble and Bumble. This is one of my favorites. My little screwdriver for my eyeglasses, Neosporin, hand cream, deodorant, a very tiny deodorant, oil blotting sheets, and a mirror, like a broken, this used to be half mirror, half hairbrush, and it broke, so it's now it's just a mirror. And that's everything in there. I bet you're asking yourself, she doesn't have any lipsticks or anything in there? Funny you ask, they're in a side pocket. So I have more lip products in here, other than the Burt's Bees that I have in my Altoids tin. So here I have a lip liner. This is NYX matte lip liner and vintage right there. Then I have a Glossier lipstick here, and then I have a Revlon, another kind of dark lipstick. Lots of lipsticks, lots of options, just in case I want to throw anything on. And then I have one of the many pens that I have in here. This is the kind of pen that I like to use when I am annotating. It is a very fine Mr. Pen black multi-liner. It is a very, very thin pen, and it doesn't bleed. That's what I like about this the most. It doesn't bleed. I use this whenever I annotate my books. I don't usually use this to journal. I find that it's best for short notes and underlining, but still really handy, and I like to have it with me. Now we're getting into the notebooks. I have 3 notebooks in my bag at any given time. The first is I'm a writer. I like to write stories, and I try to write 300 to 500 words a day. It doesn't always happen, but it's a good goal to have. So here I am working on a detective story right now, just to kind of warm myself up a little bit. And I'm not very far, and I won't show you any of the pages, but I am having a lot of fun. And I really do, when I'm writing for a long time, I do prefer a legal pad. I use legal pads all throughout college. I'm kind of used to them at this point for writing for like notes, things like that, writing my stories just generally. So I have my legal pad, my mini traveler's notebook. I have a little fountain pen kind of on the side, and I love this. It unscrews. Ah, I love it. This is Coeco Sport, and I think I found this on Amazon. And then here I have my notebook. It just has some small bits and bobs. I have pictures of my family. I have a little envelope here. I have a calendar in this notebook. Some more envelopes just to hold little notes to myself. I have a teeny tiny little writer's notebook whenever I want to jot anything down really quick. I have one more notebook in here. I don't think I have it labeled. I have one more notebook. It really is just for to-do lists. Quick, like if I think of something I need to do when I get home, I have that in there. And then I also have a very small, another legal notebook. This is one, this is a notebook that a friend gave to me a very long time ago. And this is another notebook where I just write down quick lists of things, quick ideas. Here I have an old note that I made for knitting projects I want to do. This notebook is just so beautiful. I don't use it very often, but I just love this so much, and it's nice to have. I have my big traveler's notebook here. Why do I have two traveler's notebooks of varying sizes? That's a fabulous question. Quite frankly, I don't know why I did this. I started off with my little traveler's notebook, and I really like this one. It's perfect, especially for when I'm just carrying around a purse and I want to make sure I have a notebook and my pen with me, but I don't have room for my big notebook. This is great. The reason why I used this for about a year, and then I eventually bought this one back in October of last year. And the reason why I did that is because as much as I love this size, it is a little inconvenient for when I'm writing long notes. I like having something a little bit bigger, you know, to spread out a little bit easier, all of that good stuff, and I can fit a whole heck of a lot more in here. So really quickly, if you want me to make a separate video about my notebooks and how I kind of have a bit of a system in here, and if you want me to make a separate video about that, I will. But just really briefly, I have some bookmarks here. I have photographs here of my husband and me, my cat, my cat Hetty, a wedding photo. I have another wedding photo, and just some cute candids of my husband and me on vacation a couple of years ago. Like I said, if you want a more in-depth video about this, I would be happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing what's in my bag. I love watching these videos just because, you know, I'm nosy. I like knowing what's in other people's bags, and Hetty's starting to eat in the background, so I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!